All right. It is so wonderful to see everyone here today. Warm welcome to all of you. We have quite a
Oh,
few of you on the call, so please take a moment to say hi in the chat. Let us know where are you calling in from. So let me know in the chat where you are calling in from. So I see Sandra from Buenos Dias. Um, so we've got a couple of people from Mexico already. We've got Malaysia. We've got Jillian from Malaysia. We've got Preeti from Singapore, Xinjiang from China, Maheen from Singapore, Ruth from Australia, Maria from Pasig in the Philippines. We've got a few people from, Charmaine is calling from the US. I think it's, please forgive me for any pronunciations. Ile is from Mexico City. Nihon says wakana mangoku. I can read the katakana and hiragana, but not the kanji. So if you can say it in katakana or hiragana, I can read it. Nihon desu, says Tomo. Canada, says Selena. We've got Taipei, Taiwan. Sabrina says Canada. Wow. It is so amazing to have everybody from everywhere. My name is Sanaya, and I'm hosting this webinar today. I also have with me Akemi, who will be translating in Japanese. I have Mehue, who's translating in Chinese. And I also have Tasha, who's translating in Spanish. So we really have a variety of languages on the call, which just goes to show how international we are, which is so beautiful. Mayumi says Okinawa. All right, so welcome everyone. Now, before we get started, I do want to share with you that we are having Theta Healing instructor classes here in the Philippines next week. That's October 12th all the way to the 24th. I'm going to put some details in the chat. Okay. And I'm also going to send you some more information on how to register if you'd like to be joining us. We are teaching, Josh and Raena will be teaching Theta Healing basic instructors, advanced instructors, and also dig deeper instructors and you and creator instructors. The classes will be held both online and in person at a remote location. And we will be having the classes start at 9 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. GMT plus 8. So that's actually Philippine Standard Time, GMT plus 8. It is the same time in China. There's a 1 hour time difference with Japan. And Tasha, you'll have to help me on the time difference with Mexico. Okay, she'll post it. You'll probably stick it in the chat at some point to let us know. Now, to register, thank you, Tasha. I'm putting you on the spot. To register, I'm going to give you the link, which is in the chat in a few moments. So you'll be able to check that out as well. So we're very, very excited about this. This is the second year that we are hosting instructor classes with Josh and Raena. And it's going to be so exciting to have all of you join us. Now, if you're already a Theta Healing instructor, give me a yes in the chat or give me a heart to let me know that you are already a Theta Healing instructor, whether you're a basic up to advanced, dig deeper, or creator in you. So let me know if you are already an instructor. So a huge shout out to all the instructors that are in the house today. Now, some of you might be wondering, why am I still talking? And why is Josh and Raena, why aren't they here? Why aren't they talking yet? So they are closing out the Theta Healing instructor classes that are happening in Switzerland right now. So they're going to be here in the next 5 to 10 minutes. So if you do have any questions about instructors, if you'd just like to say hi in the chat, please go ahead and do so. Otherwise, I'm just going to have to talk and entertain you guys for another 5 to 10 minutes. All right, you guys. Okay. So I've got a lot of hearts, and it's really nice to see so many instructors here. Okay. Beautiful. Okay, so any questions about the upcoming instructor classes? How often do I need to retake the instructor classes? So if I'm not mistaken, you have to recertify every 4 years. I believe that should be correct. Every 4 years, you have to recertify. You can recertify at our classes. There is actually a link on the instructors page, and I'm going to, of course, post that right now, where you can go to contact us, and you can actually there's a button for you to request to be a teacher's assistant, so you can do that. And there's also information on how to get in touch if you have any questions. Oh, oops. Seems like I put the link to the waiting room. No wonder you guys haven't seen it yet. There we go. So if you want to do the basic DNA instructors, you need to take basic DNA practitioners. The prerequisites are also in there. I'm going to post that in a minute. Okay, you'll need here the requirements for basic DNA, just so we can have this also translated. Here you go. All right. You do have to take Creator in You to be able to take the basic DNA instructors. I don't think it's too fast to jump into any Theta Healing class. Personally, honestly, I've been taking every Theta Healing class that has ever come out as quickly as it comes out. And I find that I just move forward. I'm able to clear more. I'm able to kind of advance myself in any area that I choose to focus on. I do think that an instructor class allows you to experience the practitioner version at a deeper level. Plus, you do belief work at the level of an instructor. And so it's a little bit different from doing belief work as a practitioner in the class. So you'll feel that difference. Also, the minute you take an instructor class, it feels like you're stepping into this different energy, because instructors carries with it so much more responsibility, not only to yourself, but to share with others. I have a lot of students who don't necessarily want to become instructors, but they still go on to do instructor level classes because it does definitely uplift you. And it kind of, it's a different level, I would say, of commitment, a different level of energy. Okay. And it's really a desire to go deeper, to know more about Theta Healing. Okay. And you can always ask Creator if you're ready for instructors too. Okay, you can just go up and ask the Creator if you should take the class. Thank you. That was a really good question, Alex. Do we have any other questions? Oh, so Vicky says hello from Greece. Hello, Vicky. Welcome. So today's topic, actually, let me tell you a little bit about today's topic. We are discussing embracing your soul's purpose. So every month we have a different webinar topic with Josh and Raena. Checking, and it's been actually really interesting every month with these different conversations and topics. So I do welcome all of you to join us whenever you can do so. And of course, Tasha, Akemi, Hui, Mehui will always keep you posted as well. All right. So Mehui, Akemi, Tasha, do we have any questions in your languages that I can address? Please do share with your community. And if you guys don't ask me any questions, I'm really going to run out of things to say. So please do. What do you suggest, in person or online, says Bev? I definitely think in person, if you have a choice, the in-person experience is amazing. However, if you live further away, if it's harder to get to the Philippines, then of course online is your next option. Personally, I went to Dubai a couple of weeks ago. I met Akemi there, and we were there for Planes of Existence 2. And I was at Planes of Existence 2, and then I met Akemi at DNA 4. And it was in person at a remote location. So all of us were there as students, but Vayana was teaching from Montana. And, you know, having attended a lot of classes with Vayana before, I definitely, miss being in the same room as her, but being in an in-person location, you know, that really just was an amazing experience to bond with all the other Theta healers. So I do say, if you do get a chance to do in person, it is such an extraordinary experience to learn the material and to share it with other students. Having said that, online has changed the way we've done things, and it is definitely a blessing to also be able to take our classes online. So, yeah, and I believe Josh and Raena are here. I'm just double checking and making sure I pin them. Yes, wonderful. So we now have Josh and Raena, and I can stop talking and I can give the floor over to our hosts and speakers. Oh, they should be here in a minute, but they are logged in. Okay. Oh, here we go. I pinned this one.
We had fun with 2 accounts on you there.
Yes, thank you so much.
You want the one with
There
the
we
video
go.
that says Raena and Josh.
There you go. Woo.
Got it.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you, Josh and Raena. I've been entertaining, well, not entertaining, but sharing with everybody as best as I could about the instructor courses and answering questions. But of course, I'm so happy to have you here. Today we are
We
discussing,
appreciate you.
thank you. Today we are discussing embracing your soul's purpose.
Embracing your soul's purpose.
Purpose.
Okay, good. Good to know. Thank you for being patient, everyone. We just wanted to finish our instructor class that we were in before we got here, so we appreciate you. So first things first, may we scan you all. It's fun going from one to the next. Such different and wonderful hearts. All right, let's walk up to the creator of all that is. Everybody, close your eyes, take a deep breath in, and gather all the energy up from the bottoms of your feet. Go through your space and see yourself in a beautiful ball of light. Take that ball up to the sky and the universe, through the series of white lights, dark lights, and golden lights, all the way up through that jelly-like substance and into that tingly white light. Let unconditional love fill every cell of your body. Once you're there, take a deep breath in and open your eyes. Make sure I remember what you said. Embracing the soul's purpose. Transitioning the mind.
I mean, we're born with an understanding of like how unique we are. We're truly unique. Like, there has never been an energy like you. There will never be an energy like you. Even if you look the exact same as someone else, there's so much uniqueness that goes into the awareness, the conscious brain coming together. You were put here for the purpose of being truly unique.
That being said, that means that your purpose for your soul is uniquely yours, and how you do it is all about you. That's the best part. Even if somebody has something slightly different in the way that they're doing things in their divine timing or whatever in their life, or they find their purpose, that doesn't mean that it's not yours. That's the best part about it. You are unique.
So we're born to have similarities that make it so that we connect and we have a group and energy that we grow with. In fact, we're pack energies. We like other energies of likeness around us. It's built within ourselves. But when we come to an awareness that we're also supposed to be different and we're supposed to shine our uniqueness, we take a look at what that means. What we have this feeling that comes inside of us that says, hey, we're special, we're different, and we're supposed to show that. And what does it take in the world that you're in to be special and different and show that?
Number one, it takes knowing yourself, which is easier said than done. Knowing yourself from within, getting to know who you are, what you love, what you don't love, all the things about yourself are one of the most important things, so that you can stand true to the things that you believe in and what it is that resonates with you.
You know, we're built with a specific set of understanding about maybe what that difference is and where our similarities are supposed to be. And we start to look at what is exactly is our purpose. And I know you were telling me that you had a conversation with one of the people that we regularly go see in Columbia Falls about feeling like they don't fit in Montana.
Mm-hmm.
And so they've been reaching out online to find places that they don't fit in, because in their cells, what they see is they see certain people who have a view of the world, and they see that view all the time. So when they drive through town, I believe they were telling you that they saw all these bumper stickers that were talking about how one perspective is kind of superior and there's no room for lots of people. And you know what? There's a few people who have that kind of perspective in different places. No matter where we are in the world, there's a few people who believe there's supposed to be only a handful that control everything. So this person sees that, and it's this giant fear that they're never going to find a place to fit in. We know we're supposed to be different, but the fear of being different and what might happen from that differences and how we portray them holds us back from communicating those truths. And you'll hear us talk about it in teachers' classes when we start to dive into what's going on in your cells. You'll hear us talk about it now. You know, when I was growing up, my world was a very small world. My world at first was just my family. And I had two sides of my family. And within those two sides of my family, not my mom and my dad, they were two different mindsets. There was one that was like, okay, we can expand consciousness and expand knowledge. And one was, there's no need to expand anything. You're supposed to just follow one specific mindset and knowledge.
And mine was very different. Mine was stay in that mindset and knowledge, stay in that mindset and knowledge. So I was very much different than my whole family. And so when I stepped out, I just was different. I was unique in the way of I didn't want to just stay in that little bubble of let's just all stay the same. Let's all be sheep and do the same thing that everybody else wants to do. And if you're doing it, I should do it too. That was not my mindset.
One of the best parts of the experience that I've been able to have moving and having my mother be my mother and having
so cool.
kind of raised and developed something that was in an area where you would think it would never develop. It let me kind of feel some of these different pressures. Now, I didn't get to experience it all the same way that everyone will, but I got to experience something that we all feel at different times. And that is that we're a little different. And that being a little different means maybe we're going to be shoved or pushed in certain directions by a group or by our family. And I can guarantee you, there are parts of yourself that you have never shared with a person in your life. That you feel like if you say this part of yourself, there's not going to be acceptance. And that means that what it does, instead of being something that you can communicate and know how to integrate it, it becomes a ball of feeling hidden. It becomes a ball of fear. It becomes a ball of resentment. And then it becomes a destructive energy. You know, because here's this piece of you that's an energy. Like, say, anger is a piece of emotions that serves a purpose in the body. And we hear all the time, you know, anger can be super destructive. And it is a major destructive force. We shouldn't react with anger. But we also can't really eliminate anger because we would be eliminating the ability for our adrenals to be stimulated to give us extra energy from certain moments and times and places. But what we can do is focus in on how we're using that energy and have a discussion within ourselves. It's an entirely different thing if you feel something that's stimulating those things in your body and say, this feels like this to me, and I don't want it to be destructive, so I want to communicate with the world around me and make it something that's progressive, right? And so the same thing happens when we bury those things about ourselves. We bury our purpose, we bury our difference that makes us unique. These things that we keep hidden, it's hidden, but it's not meant to be. It was never designed to be. You were created to be this perfect version of yourself. And those things that we would define as mistakes and those things that we're learning and developing are helping us show what's going on within this whole balance of our energy. And we've allowed them in a lot of instances to become destructive things. They become destructive to our health. They become destructive to our ability to create, destructive to our ability to see others for the uniqueness they are and integrate together to create something. It's like even right now, we're sitting here talking, there's a number of us on here, right? We see your faces and some smiles or names, whatever it is that you're sharing. Your energy is talking. Okay, that's you. You typed your thing into the thing. It's leaving an impression. It's sharing a piece of yourself to be seen. Whether that's a smile, whether that's the way you typed your name today, whether that's the picture that's on your profile, you've shared something. And a lot of times that purpose that we need to embrace is, what are we sharing? Am I sharing myself authentically about who I am? Or am I hiding and feeling overwhelmed by this energetic connection to who and what I am to be in this time? You know, and who and what we are in this time and place is magic, actually. It's a magical thing. You've interacted with a couple thousand energies, probably just in the last few days.
And what energy are you leaving for all those people to know who you are and be left behind? Is it an energy that you want to be? Is it the energy of happiness and joy, or something that is sad and depressed?
You know, I can't control how something's interpreted from a
No.
person. Like even now, not your words, but I can control the energy I leave into it, which is what Raina's saying, and leave it with the highest vibrational things. And know that's what it is. A person needs to choose to take what they have to from the moment to move their journey forward. Today, when we're done, you're going to choose to take away the pieces that you feel like you need to move your journey forward. And we will have come together for a few minutes and talked about some things that let us all move an energy in a certain direction. The cool part is within all of that uniqueness that we carry in our purpose, we have the choice about what we want to carry it with to create more of. So our purpose is to be awesome, energetic creations that put an energy out to the world
不懂。马上我念。
Apologies, I muted you by accident as I was muting someone else.
You're good.
No worries.
We understand. If you recognized how powerful of a creation energy you are, if someone walked up to you and showed you that what energy you send out as a signal is coming back to you 10 times over all the time. And if you're in your truth and creating things that feed you the true balance of you, the purpose you were put here to be, you're creatively unstoppable.
And would you think about what it was that you were sending out every moment of every day for everybody to pick up on as you radiate it out, shine it out? It's me, here I am, take me on.
You know, we had a good analogy that we shared earlier about something that we have a lot of limits on. So we have energies that we put a lot of limits on, like we can only have so much of. Think we do that to ourselves too. We think, okay, there's a limit to how much I can do, right? Just as soon as we're sitting here talking, there is a line that you believe is a limit to how much you can do.
And accomplish even within a day or a moment.
But really, if we are able to network around us what we can accomplish for ourselves and for everything doesn't have a limit. But because we have limits, we can easily put in something we associate with limits the most on an energy thing, and that's money. Money is a very easy image to put a limit on. As if I say you have $100 or 100 yen or 100 pesos or 100 whatever currency, you make a box that has a line, okay? That 100 is a limit in that box. So the first thing is, why are we energetically putting box limits on things? We don't just do it with money, we do it to ourselves. By not stepping into our purpose and knowing how we create all the time, we want a clearly defined box for how to see everything. And we're not energetic boxes. We have a vessel that lets us be here, but we have a much bigger energy that's been around for a long time that we connect to within ourselves. You know, we have memories and energy passing through us from other times and places, and we interact with objects that have millions of years of information every day. We have to survive. You know, they have proven water has memory, but water has the same amount of molecules no matter how it changes, which means that the amount of molecules that have been in the earth has always been the same to make water the same. So we don't have enough fresh water, but we always have the same amounts of water. Molecules. When we take them into our body, they're still water molecules. When they leave our body, they're still water molecules. Which means, on the whole, these molecules have been passed through and connected to. They've shared all kinds of different memories and vibrations. So we get to connect to all these people, but we don't have to let it limit our box. We do let those people, those energies, that group conscious, limit kind of who we are. The second thing that we use about the analogy of the box from saying the word money is kind of how we create. So even if you choose to be limited within a box of your energy, that's a choice that you can make. If you open up all these lines and let other people take that energy, or you give away that energy from not kind of knowing who yourself are, one of the reasons we build up with some resentment, we build up with these things, is because in a box there's only so much to give. So if we say 100 pesos, $100, 100 yen, you have a mindset that there's this, okay, this is what I need to do with it, right? probably right now. Just talking about that imagery would be next to some thought processes about what you would need to do with that energy. Would it need to go for food? Would it need to go for rent? Would it need to have some go here, some go there? We kind of spread it out a little bit, right? Now, if we were to take that energy and say, okay, now you're going to give away a whole bunch of it to people and times and places, from your past to your future, and you found out that you had to give 2 of those or 20 of those to someone from when you were 2 years old, right? If you were given someone from when you were 2 years old, you're like, I have 100, I'm going to give you 20. For no reason except for you connected an energy and left it connected when you were 2 years old. I bet you a few of you would be figuring out how to stop doing that. If it was like an automatic withdrawal, you'd want to log in and say, no, we're stopping that. That was from when I was 2 years old. Well, a lot of our purpose, a lot of what our energy was meant here to do, instead of stepping into it, we put a cap on it. We put a limit into the possibilities and what our energy can do and how important we really are. So we build that same box. And then we give away a lot of it to all these times and places in our life.
People and things in other times and places.
And so we start to give our identity over to someone else, to something else. And one of the reasons that we see so many mental health struggles is because we see so many pressures that are put on and unable to be lifted in awareness to understand how unique and special you are as individuals and how we all are. So when we step into kind of embracing our purpose, it means let's have a conversation. And theta healing is a huge energetic understanding of all the tools that you're born with and how you've maybe avoided using them in lots of ways because of these pressures. You've been born with all the tools to connect and communicate around you. And it's a wireless communication system. The human brain is both electromagnetic and electric. It has wired and wireless communication. And they're beginning to understand more and more about how the human brain communicates and what it communicates. But they know we have extra signals that are totally wireless communication. So you look at intuition as a whole and we say scan somebody and pick up information. We already actually do that. We just gain an awareness of what we've been doing subconsciously. And we gain an awareness of how we've been in the pressures of the moment and kind of hidden ourselves away, or boxed ourselves in a smaller box and then a smaller box and then a smaller box. And if you keep boxing yourself into a smaller box and smaller box and smaller box, eventually all the energy is divvied out into other directions, or the box is so small that you become unrecognizable. Your body then goes, well, I guess we probably need to start over. Or maybe this doesn't work right, shouldn't work right because there's not enough flow in it. And then you get illness, you get lack of creation, you get lack of other things. So our journey to stepping into it is about recognition, knowing that we all can connect to and do regularly connect to a creation energy. In fact, your cells are packed with it. Inside of a particular molecule is pure quarks and atom and subatomic particles that are just the energy of creation. love and creating. That's all that exists in them. And you connect with it every day, all day long, which means that you are a creating, manifesting machine. You just don't know what you're manifesting and what you're creating.
And if you do know what you're manifesting, it may not be the same things that your subconscious is understanding from your conscious brain.
So part of our growth and part of the great ability that we possess is that our subconscious and conscious can be integrated, and we've drawn a line for them to be separated. And that's a big line in a box about who we are and what we do. And if we told every one of you to step on a plane for 80 years and go wherever the plane pilot wants to take you and eat whatever the plane pilot wants to give you, you might think it's fun for a minute.
Might be adventurous, but some of you are not going to really like it because you're going to want to know where you're going to go, what you're going to eat, how long you're going to be there, and what you should pack to get there.
Yeah, it might be fun even for a year or two, but eventually understanding that you could have control. Like if all it took was for you to go up and say where you wanted to go, what you wanted to do, how you wanted to interact, you would. So we're starting to break down these walls and have conversations with what we've been communicating, why it's creating things, how come we've done some damage to our physical self by suppressing the purpose of who we are and what we're capable of. You know, we see more impossible things every day than maybe some people see in a lifetime. We get messages from people who have worked with Theta Healing or we've worked with directly, or we get to see students and we hear all about these things that were impossible to a lot of mindsets that became possible in a matter of moments. You know, illnesses that were never supposed to shift being gone immediately. Manifestations that were supposed to be extremely difficult, being able to open the door and understand how to create them with ease. You know, we exchange energy. The type of energy that we exchange to have received is something that we get to choose. So I would venture to say that if we can move into embracing who we are as a whole and learn how to communicate it and say, this isn't a box, this is an energy, and this is who I am, and it's going out and being returned, we start to then see how great all the energies around us are, and we start to move to a level where we recognize how empowering and life-changing that is for us. That allows us to shine that as a way to be empowering and life-changing for others. And the Theta Healing classes are set up in a way that makes it so you can take and understand how to move into your own soul's purpose and allow it to feel and resonate in your life, and then you get to make a choice about whether or not you're ready to show other people how to unlock their own.
And that's what instructor classes are. Getting to understand who you are to help other people.
And if I was being totally honest, you're going to be in an instructor energy anyway.
You probably already are.
You already are. In life, you already are. Whether you feel like you want to influence other people or not, you already do. You influence your family members, you influence the person that you say hi to walking down the street, you influencing us right now, today, by nodding a head, sending a smile, giving a heart, having a picture, those names. That's influencing energy. That's letting us know what's going on in your life. You know, it's kind of fun because we'll get a chance to see your energies again. And we've recognized that we're seeing quite a few of your energies several times a month right now.
Thanks for joining us.
But every time you get a chance to really show yourself, to bring the essence and balance of who you are communicated. And it doesn't take 20 minutes or 2 hours. It takes about 15 seconds of your energy coming in and being a presence. And they're all a part of this meeting, which means they're all a presence that we can see and understand and feel.
Whether you have your cameras on or off, we can feel it.
We can sort through that information, or we can be overwhelmed by that information. And we get to make the choice. The choice comes to how important you are. Knowing your importance, knowing who you are, knowing what you bring, and knowing how loved you are for all those things. You were completely loved and created to be in this time, to be this energy.
And to share it with other people and inspire them to do the same.
So I hope that no matter the direction that you're choosing in your path, that you realize that power that you possess, and that you know that you're carrying it as a true spark of creation in the moments that we have when we leave from here. In fact, let's even download you, that you know that feeling and you know how to use it and feel the greatness of yourself in your cells.
And that by doing so, that you recognize it through the connection of Creator. Of course, if you'd like those downloads, say yes, nod your head, put your thumbs up, whatever it is, we can feel it. Okay. Sanaya, do you have questions?
So far, I don't have any questions.
Perfect. We love that. That's great. It means we've done our job perfectly. That's wonderful. Thank you, everybody, for joining us then.
We'll send you guys a little extra unconditional love. We appreciate the time shared and getting to see your faces and interact with each other.
And we're so grateful for all the people that have been here that translate. That's always wonderful. Thank you. It's not always easy to translate us both, but we appreciate it.
We do, and we're excited to pretty soon begin the
instructor classes.
Yeah, and it'll be the last time that we do the instructor classes this year.
Yeah.
The basic ones, not all instructor classes.
Right, but the basic ones this year, so exciting.
We never stop with all the other classes. It's like a constant scheduled thing.
But thank you, Sanaya. We appreciate you.
Thanks a lot, everyone.
And thanks, everyone, for joining us. We will see you guys next time.
Thank you, Josh and Raena. Thank you, Akemi. Thank you, Tasha. Thank you, Mehue, for the translation. And may I request everyone to turn on their cameras so we can do some smiley photos. Beautiful.
Okay.
Okay, we've got a couple of pages to go through, so please keep smiling.
Such great. Hello, when they turn their cameras on. With that pink.
Last page. Thank you so much, and thank you to everyone who has joined us today. If you have any questions, I'm still going to be around in the I'll be around here, so I'm happy to answer any questions that you have about instructors. So please stick around if you do. Thank you, Josh and Raena. It was wonderful.
Bye, everyone.
And if you have any questions about instructors, please feel free to post them in the chat. I am going to be around for another 5 to 10 minutes. I have also shared details in the chat. Please take a look. And I got a great question from Alex about why you should take an instructor's class. And as I was writing back to him, I said, I'd like to share that with all of you. So I have also reposted that in the chat. from my personal experience, I know that one of the best ways you learn is really to teach others. So if this is something that you feel called to do, then please do join us. I'm just answering some questions as well. Feel free to also private message me. I'm also going to share my email in the chat if that helps. Did you guys enjoy that? Did you enjoy today's conversation and topic? Give me one word to describe how you feel right now. Okay, go ahead and share it in the chat if you'd like to. I'm going to start with my word. And here's another one I'm feeling right now too. Trish says enlightened. Maisha says inspired. Evelyn says calm. Akemi, Tasha, Meihui, feel free to just unmute and call out the ones in your language. Energy, beautiful. Alex says excited. Celeste says positivity. It is wonderful, isn't it? When we come together, we don't know each other. We might not know each other. You might see some familiar faces, but you come together as a community to connect with Josh and Raena, to connect with each other. You know, sometimes even just listening in and you get something you came for. You know that there's some message in there that you really needed to hear. And sometimes that's what, you know, draws you in to attend. I know that happens to me all the time. Even when I went into the instructor classes in Dubai for DNA4, I mean, the practitioner for DNA4 and Planes 2, I didn't know why I went until I got there. And then it became really clear that I really needed, you know, to hear what I heard there. I needed to do the belief work that I did. So sometimes you're just called and yeah, it seems right. Vicky says, thank you very much. I'm feeling peace and positivity. Elay says, yes. Another student says, peaceful. Yeah, I'm kind of feeling a lot of peaceful energy from the whole group as well. So thank you for sharing that with me. All right, you guys. Oh, I got another one. High level of capacity and ability. Thank you, Evelyn. Evelyn is a student from the Philippines, but she also helps us with translation every now and then in the chat. Thank you. All right, you guys. Thank you so much for joining us today, for being a part of this. Thank you for, once again, Akemi, Asha, Meihui. Have a wonderful evening, you guys. Lots of love.